Everyone pose as the stream starts. Oh my god, Hank.
That's why you're my least favorite.
Okay.
Hi! Welcome back! We took a little bit of a break just to regather our thoughts. But tonight, unlike on a normal evening, we're going to be continuing with Starfinder, since it's our first time going through it, to get us a little further along in the story and caught up with where everybody else is. And
you mean we're going to level to 6?
Yeah, tonight. I hope you guys are good. We're staying here till midnight.
I really don't think we could handle being that high level in a system we're not familiar with.
But with that, where we left our intrepid adventurer so-and-so people and folks, they were headed towards the larger smokestacks. Let's pick up as darkness is setting.
Awesome.
As you crest a ridge, and on the other side of the ridge, you see a collection of clay domes, is what they really look like. They're very clearly, made by creatures, and you can see humanoids milling about kind of between them. There's a largest group of humanoids around a central fire, which is where the larger smoke was coming from. Now that you're getting closer, you can see that there's multiple smokestacks as well, as each of the houses have a fire lit inside.
They just appear to be doing end of evening items.
It seems like the ones around the fire are doing something a little more intentional, but everybody else seems like they're just kind of preparing for that end of the day.
Witches.
Okay, we need to be careful about throwing words around when we meet new people. Okay, so we should approach them
also
in a non-threatening manner.
Raga, if anyone in this town asks you to do something for them, don't listen.
That would be mean.
But I'm asking you to do this.
But what if they're, really need me?
Come talk to me first. Please.
Why don't you two stay together?
Okay.
And you can ultimately decide if he needs to help people.
Okay, stay with me, Raga.
Okay. If they're witches, I want to see the children.
Why?
Because witches chain up children to eat them. I've never eaten a child.
And you're not going to.
You were not going to eat children.
I really love you guys. I hope someday I live long enough to see you die so I can consume you and we can all be as one inside of me.
So...
That is the compliment that it was intended as.
Let's keep moving.
218.
You especially, Mikizos.
Farther back for support.
Okay.
You already know what it tastes like.
Right.
Okay, so we approach.
If you taste anything like your skin, you're delicious.
How are you trying to approach? Not stealthily.
Right, not stealthily. So, everybody holster their weapons.
Okay.
Let's have our hands kind of in a general, non-threatening way.
Yeah,
As I'm laying on the hill a ways back.
Listen.
As you get closer, you start to hear the sounds of music. It seems like it would be some maybe accordion-like instrument that's being played, and there's a little bit of singing. It seems that there's probably 4 or 5 people that are all chanting together as you're approaching.
Do either of you guys know a bunch of languages? Because you're droids, or not droids, but because you're essentially similar.
I'm droids.
Damn it, the racism.
Is it synthesis?
That's synthesis. I had my languages on here on the other.
It's funny because she speaks 4 languages, which I think is the most of all of us.
Really? All right. Is it a language I know?
What languages do you know?
I know Aklo, Castrovelian, Common, and Vesk.
Where you see your language? Okay.
I know Vesk and Isaki.
So it's Vesk.
Oh,
They are not Vesk.
interesting.
Are we in the Veskarium?
Mike, what do you make of this? They're speaking Vesk, but they do not appear to be Vesk.
Do I recognize anything about Vesk?
I call out as loud as possible.
Oh, hail the Veskarium!
Okay. The nearest, there's a woman at the edge of the village. She was
I'm
carrying
waving.
a basket of wood, and as she hears that, you see her turn. She drops the basket and she sprints towards the center of town.
I call out in Vesk. Wait, we mean no harm.
She sprinted. Gone.
I had made a
Well?
mistake.
That was an odd reaction. What are they chanting in Vesk?
It sounds okay. So now that you're getting closer and you can make it out, go ahead and roll a perception for me again. Someday I will learn more things they can roll. But tonight,
Can we all
Can we all
it's
do it?
perception. If you speak Vesk,
19.
I don't think I do.
19. It is.
20.
It's. You don't recognize it, but it sounds like a prayer to the mountain, is what you're picking up as far as words. It's not like a common Vesk tune.
Okay. The mountain, is that a common deity in Vesk? Did you grow up in Vesk? Have we talked about this?
Yes, I'm from the Veskarium.
I am too.
Did you not grow up on Vesk, or?
Well, there's more than one Vesk.
There's 3 main Vesk planets.
I'm from
Remember?
Vesk
Well,
3.
let's pretend I named those 3. Did you grow
Well, no,
up
they're
on
all
one?
called Vesk.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
we're not very creative when it comes to naming things.
It's literally Vesk 1, Vesk 2, and Vesk 3.
Okay, so if I said, "Did you grow up on Vesk?" That would
You would say,
encompass
did you
all
grow
three.
up in the Veskarium?
In the Veskarium?
Yes, I did.
Me too.
What do you make of this?
Do I recognize it?
Well, they don't seem to
Yeah, I
like the
wouldn't-
Veskarium very much.
It doesn't sound like
It's
Yes,
nothing
I
I.
don't like the reaction
It's-
here.
Also, did you roll perception?
Yeah, I
What
got
did
a
you get?
15.
It's also strangely accented.
Okay, I would figure.
Did Mark get anything? He rolled a 20.
Oh, he rolled a 20? You would know that it was strangely accented as well. There wasn't really much more to get. You had the highest one, right?
No, he had one.
Oh,
he had
no.
one more than I.
Okay, either
20.
way. You basically you
Yeah.
both hear Prayer to the Mountain.
Cool.
Everybody recognizes that it's accented strangely.
But there
As
are
you
no
are-
mountains on this.
As you're standing there
continent.
discussing that, the woman returns with 2 men with what look like very, very outdated rifles. And they
Okay.
call out to you in Vesk, "Who goes there?
What brings Raga? I have too many arms.
I say in Vesk, I am Captain Blanca Arcana. We come in peace. Our ship crash landed close to here.
You can see that one of them is taking in what you're saying. The woman looks horrified, and her and the second man are trained on him.
Is there any? Okay, so they seem to be scared of Vesk. Is there anything in Vesk culture that is like a sign of peace? I mean, they're not really peaceful, so
We conquer or we die. Like,
we do not speak on behalf of the Scarium.
Go ahead and roll a diplomacy roll.
It's still +7.
12.
Neither of them lower their rifles.
All
They
right.
still have them up. The one still hasn't turned on him. The other one isn't aiming at either of you.
Okay.
And what are you planning to do here?
We have crash landed. We intend to resume our mission in space as soon as we can repair our ship. We will lay our weapons down if that would make you more comfortable.
It would.
Mickey's house play dead.
I'm not gonna play dead.
Just play dead.
Put your
I don't have weapons. I don't care. Like, I have a gun, but it's in my pack. Like, I don't have like physical weapons out. It's just my mode.
As a symbolic thing, you can like take your backpack off and put it down or something.
Okay,
You
that,
hate that,
yeah.
don't you? You hate it.
Yeah.
I take my guns and give them to Mikisos.
I make a show of putting them in my backpack, and then I close the backpack and like put it on the ground.
And I power Sparky's weapon down.
And I hold my hands up. I'm not here as an enemy. Can I do a diplomacy check?
We haven't been in the Veskarium for at least... How much time has passed?
Since when? Since we teamed
21.
up?
21. They look a lot more comfortable after you make that symbolic gesture. The one still has a rifle on you, but the one that seems to be speaking for the group steps forward kind of more closely to look you up and down. All right.
What may we call you?
What's your name?
Difficult question.
Oh, hang on. Did somebody ask for a name for an NPC that you didn't know the name?
No.
of?
Sorry.
This is how we get carols.
His name is Carl.
I'm sorry. I don't know
This is
why
how
that
we get
struck
the
me as
Minotaur
so
named
funny.
Percy. Because I'm just like, Percy?
You weren't ever supposed to meet him?
He's just a guy.
The woman kind of leans over and whispers into his ear. He says, "You won't be speaking with me long. 2 of you can come with me. The rest of them will stay here. He is not to come."
I am not comfortable with us splitting up our party. We have laid down our weapons. We have come peacefully to you. Please let us stay together.
I walk back towards the group.
Give me another diplomacy.
I
roll.
scoop you back up and like hold
Okay.
you.
Come on.
And, like,
Oh man. 15.
Then none of you will come into the town.
I want to come in though.
We don't need to come into the town, but we are hoping that you can give us some guidance on where we can repair our ship.
We will not leave you helpless. If you were to stay out here,
Ooh, you have a power supply for a class.
He looks at you strangely and turns back to them. If you stayed out here any longer, you would probably be devoured. So we'll bring you closer. But as long as he stays with you, you may not enter the town.
We understand. We will stay close, but we will not infiltrate your town.
There's a junkyard to the south at the base of the hills. That's the only place that we have parts of any sort of space.
A power supply
nature.
for a class. I don't actually know what kind of ship we have. So.
And with that, they both step back, and the woman starts to kind of back away slowly back towards the fire.
Captain, perhaps it'd be a good idea for you and I to go and see them.
Yes, we should definitely go.
They could have something to trade. They could have something we may need.
Plus, fire means food.
I would like to speak to them more. I did not like them trying to separate us. But if we are okay here, then we can go and speak with them further.
I will stay here.
It seems that you've made them very uncomfortable. I'm not sure why. Please try to stay here and maintain
I
a
will,
calm
Captain.
atmosphere.
Sparky, protect Mikizos.
Okay.
Good Sparky.
Any organics that come within 20 feet of him, just shoot them.
No,
Wait,
no.
wait.
Can you put a code word or something?
Listen to Mikizos.
Thank you.
Bark.
Oh boy.
The guard kind of, now more uneasy than before, says, "As I told you, if you stay here much longer, you will be devoured.
Well, where are we supposed to put Mikizos then?
You
I
can."
thought we assumed we went to the junkyard. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't. Nobody said they left.
Sorry. Yeah, no. We
So
go
yeah,
to
you
the
can go to the.
junkyard.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
We go to where it's safe.
Yeah. Okay, as you skirt around the edge of the town, it looks like the fire, how it's lit, the light from it encompasses everywhere in the village. So it kind of goes to where the edge of the buildings are, and there's just a small ring along the outside of that. There are more smaller fires that lead from the village towards the base of the mountain, and at the base there is this heap of just metal. Some of it is still together. You can see what looks like maybe starship pieces. They're very, very old. And there's a large fence around the outside that has a bunch of little lamps going along the edges of it.
So the fire, is it not playing by regular fire rules?
It is.
The way you said that? Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it's just they
Um,
built it large enough that it's clear
okay.
that the area has been put together to accomplish this.
And then is he walking with us while we walk?
No, they are trying to stay towards the village, but they kind of follow around the edge to make sure that none of you come closer.
I will have joined back up with them and made sure to have my weapon down.
Yeah, we took our weapons, I guess. We laid them down, but we better have taken them when we kept walking.
They were just like, just put a string on him and just drag him behind.
So I call out to the people that are kind of walking with us, but not. What do you call your settlement? They didn't give us names either. These sons of bitches don't like us.
Technically, they don't like McKee's.
True. They don't seem to like him.
Everyone likes me.
Can we also say that we linked our comms too? Because I have a comm. So if we need to communicate, we can communicate then.
You can go with them to the junkyard. They just didn't.
Well,
want to
but
come
so
again
I
at
think
the
we're
junkyard.
splitting
Oh,
up
okay.
at the junkyard. I
Let's
think.
all get to the junkyard safe, and then if we need to go in and talk more, we will. But I'm just trying
really
to.
conflicted. On the one hand, space parts. On the other hand, exotic foods. You bring me an exotic food.
I will bring you back a part of whatever I am provided with.
I'll look for a power supply for our ship.
That is what I would like you to do, and I would like you to locate it and bring it back to our group in a safe way.
I will assist.
sorry.
How?
Engineering, I'm proficient.
But you are a machine.
Exactly.
As you get near to the junkyard, you hear kind of a loud screech of metal as one of the doors starts to swing open. There's a woman who looks to be, let's say, in her early 50s, and she is pushing the door open on her own. Even though she's pretty small of stature, it seems like she's got some strength to her. And she wipes her hands off. What the likes of you do to piss off the locals?
We exist.
Oh.
And I have too many arms, admittedly.
And one of us is from Vesk.
You brought that one with you. That'll do it.
They're speaking Vesk, but they do not like the Veskarium?
There's a lot to talk about. If you want to come inside, I'll get you up some food.
What may we call you?
Portalda.
Portalda.
Great to meet you. Captain, good handshake.
Captain Blonde Arcana.
I jump down.
Oh, little one. Oh,
Little one.
it's been a while since I've seen anybody off the planet.
We're on the planet.
From off the planet. They, sorry, there's a lot to tell. Come on in. Inside, there's one of the huts. It's a mud hut. It's kind of like what they had outside. It's a bit larger just because it's kind of clear that it's probably a combination of a shop and a living space. But she has got everything organized in heaps. So as you look around the yard, all the things that are piled together match, but they really are just thrown there.
I was given a task, so I immediately break off from the group and start digging through these piles.
I will follow.
Okay. Do you want to roll for anything specific?
I mean, you
want to see
can
the
do
part?
with them, and then we can deal with it
Okay.
later. Yeah.
Is you okay going through all that stuff?
I do pick up a stro that's like functions like, look at me, Dex.
That model was a few pieces I may salvage.
Are you building a sex robot?
I'm not making personal
Second
modifications.
game. You keep
Anyway,
going.
You keep
You
going.
keep going.
we go off and start digging through piles of parts.
Okay. Well, this give me a history roll.
I don't have history. So.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Neither.
I don't know if this game has
not
lore.
20.
Damn. Okay.
Yay!
So you have no idea where you found yourselves.
No.
Oh, you're on Yandel.
Yandel?
And that's what sparks with your nat 20. Was just barely a blip in the Vescarum. This was in their range as they were expanding, but there weren't any resources here that were useful enough for them.
Oh, so
they-
it was pointless to
Came,
conquer.
conquered, left. But this was hundreds of years ago.
How far does he know how far away we are from Vesk, or like how far away we are from our?
I think
We're in the
like a-
Vescarium. We're far away from the packed worlds
Yeah.
for sure.
That packed roads.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely far
we're-
away from the packed worlds.
We're really far
Yeah,
away.
wherever the drift
Weirdly far?
split you out.
Or is this about where we were going? Like, were we going to pass this? Oh, wait, we don't know where we were going.
We don't remember anything.
I mean, if our mission was to the Veskarian, we were not sent on a very easy mission.
Okay.
Is there a Vest presence here on the planet?
Oh,
Still?
no, I don't think they've seen your folk in probably 100 years.
No wonder they are so trepidatious around you.
How many more villages are around the planet?
I've never been to the far side, but in the 30 years that I've lived on this side, maybe 3 dozen.
So for history checks, customs, laws, governments, leaders, it would be culture. Is
Culture,
the skill you're
thank
looking
you.
for.
But if you get the chance to go into town, they got pictures of him everywhere.
Him specifically?
Oh no, I mean they all look.
Oh, okay.
My kind.
As a warning, like warning them away from him.
The people here practice a certain kind of faith that has to do with, burning a lot of effigies.
Told you, witchcraft.
Oh boy.
As I dig back into my pile.
But you found the right place. I'm the only one with parts. It's probably on this whole face of the planet.
We chose well then when we followed one of 2 fires.
Is this a toothbrush or a bomb?
Doesn't matter. I can repurpose to explosive.
Well, I wouldn't put it in your mouth.
That means don't do it.
Can I get engineering checks from the 2 of you?
25.
25. Okay.
7.
Oh no.
You're not being much help.
Nat 1.
Oh no.
I'm distracted by the straw that he showed me. And I'm like
Least
kind of messing with the armband a bit, like
I
because
just
I
use
got
my
torn and scratched
custom.
up a bit, and just kind of like doing my own thing right now as I refix my.
I use my custom rig to magnetize him, so I'm just sticking stuff to it.
Messing with some of my circuitry, so I'm like.
And that one was due to the magnetization. So you can start seeing that they're organized by date. So the further into the junkyard you get, the newer things are getting.
So as I get farther away from them, I'm finding better and better stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it on this planet that will devour us at night?
Have you run into any metal eaters?
Yes, we did 2 small ones and 1 large one.
When you say large,
Very large? It was about
10 feet in
10
diameter?
feet in diameter.
yeah, no. So those are the little ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah, the big ones come out.
And they devour metal, but not organic parts?
Not particularly organic parts, but people fall into the middle of what they're going after
Whatever
on a
they
regular
want.
basis. But they don't like the light when they get to a certain age.
Hmm.
So you're safe as long as you stay within its flame.
Oh, fire.
I'm not there.
Have you had any other strange visitors to this planet?
You've been the only ones that have been here in a long time. Do you know why? I'm so sorry. How rude of me. Why are you here?
Well, we were on a mission of sorts, but it seems that none of us can remember what the mission is. And our ship, it seems like, no longer has a name or an identifier.
Wow, Cash is real trusting. Cash is like, also, these are our social security numbers, and my mother's maiden name was this.
My first pet.
Well, she kind of gives you this look as if she's not totally believing this story. You get
He is an android.
yeah, and she is a human, but she kind of turns from you back over here.
Oh, yes. You would have taken notice of that.
Uh-oh.
Do you care to speak more sense to me than this one?
Well, my Science officer is correct. We encountered a strange phenomenon whilst in space that totally killed our power and forced us to crash land here.
What kind of phenomenon was it?
We don't know.
It was the kind of phenomenon that I just told you about.
We're uncertain. It came suddenly, and I am not sure if it has something to do with our memory loss or if those things are unrelated.
Would it have happened about 6 hours ago?
Did it happen 6 hours? Yes, it did.
That's a funny thing. All of our clocks stopped around that time.
Have you regained power?
Oh, power's fine. There's no clocks.
The power came back right. Oh, wait, the clocks don't run on power?
They
We should just say
stopped.
all the clocks stopped.
But now they've started again? Okay. But the clocks don't run on power, they just stop.
Power went down, power came up.
Okay, count. Where does your power come from? Can you explain?
Well,
Can I-
go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was like, wanted to return eventually after failing terribly. Like, wait, everything just rebooted.
Yes.
Oh.
The
Everything
ship is
came-
probably fine.
How long did it take for it to reboot?
Oh, about 5 minutes maybe.
The ship is probably not fine.
I've got a
Dare
new.
you? I said the ship is broken. The ship is broken.
I've got a nuclear core that I run everything off of. The villagers don't like tech so much, so I would keep the walls up here.
This power failure was strange for you too?
It hasn't happened in the entire time that I've been here.
And did anyone notice anything that occurred around the power failure time?
A little rumbling, maybe.
Interesting. Well, I don't know that our ship is now fine, that we're away from it. What did you guys discover in the yard?
Has anyone else stopped
I
to
found-
consider the fact that something like significantly larger than the ones we fought is now alone with our ship?
Sure.
I don't think that's gonna be there.
We're screwed.
tomorrow.
Yeah. That's why I kept saying let's take the Russians, because I don't think our ship's there anymore.
That was a good call, Ben.
Are you saying this out loud?
No. I it's just so we're in the right mindset. That's probably gone.
Well, we're not going to rush back to the ship. What did you guys find? Did you guys find a power
He's
plant?
not back.
I mean, I'm
I found replacement parts for.
You
armor
told me
defense.
to go find parts for our ship, so I'm finding every.
I told you a specific part.
I heard parts for the ship,
Oh.
so I'm just gonna build a new
So
ship.
we have to be specific and make sure you hear the right thing, huh? Okay.
You have to make sure he repeats it back to you.
Ah, thank you, Mike.
There you go. Shouldn't Raga be back by now? And then
I found
Kizos goes.
nothing.
Well, we appreciate your help, and we would love to exchange more information about our mutual cultures.
Sure, anything I'd be happy to answer for, and I'd love to hear some news from the outside if you got anything for me. Not a lot comes in here. I'm the only one with a transmitter.
Okay, so let's say we explain a little bit about the core worlds.
Sure.
And what's going on that we remember.
She bursts out laughing when you tell her who's in charge. But other than that,
Wait, who's in charge? Why is that funny?
basically just her own personal history with like running into the different politicians, and it seems like she's had quite a life before she ended up here.
I mean, she has a Scottish accent. She's
Yeah.
got to be interesting.
It's gotta be so interesting.
She's from The Ring.
What?
Yeah.
The horror movie?
No. You would know it's the outer area of Absalom Station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What brought you out here?
Well, sometimes you go adventuring, sometimes things break down, sometimes you get stuck.
We are fast appreciating that.
So, if we do end up getting our ship fixed or acquiring a new ship, do you know the way back?
I mean, now that we have the planet name, we should be able to find our way back.
The complicated part is more so getting anywhere far from here.
Why is that?
I don't have a drift drive, and I don't think anybody here does. So I would recommend that you take what you can, and I'll see if I can get you off the ground. And from there, you're going to have to find somewhere else.
Do you know of any neighboring planets that have resources?
She goes inside the house and comes back with a dusty, what looks like it would be an atlas, like a real old style, and slams it on the table outside. Dust kind of goes off of it. She opens it up.
Ooh,
is looking
maps.
through physical star maps.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, physical
All right.
star maps.
So, if you're gonna get off the planet here, looks like 20 years ago, the closest thing was the Galadaran station. It's orbiting a drift point.
Okay. Anyone familiar with that station?
If it's in Viscarium,
As a
he should
pilot,
be.
maybe.
This is really far away from anything. You could definitely roll, but this place is pretty far away from not a thing.
For me, would I know anything just because it's part of the Viscarium?
This was part of the Viscarium hundreds of
Outskirts.
years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
but you can still, again, you're welcome to roll.
How far away is the station?
Once you get up in the air, it's be about a week travel.
Without a drift.
Or supplies?
If you got the money, I'll get you as far as I can. But
What kind of money do you accept here?
There's universal standard. UBPs or credits.
Oh, okay.
I can still build even if I can't spend.
Excellent. It's a group.
Can I assume I want her back with
Oh, it's the regular
all
price.
parts in this junkyard that would fit our ship?
Sure, I mean you rolled well on the engineering check, so
So I come back, my little backpack full, and I'm like, these are all the parts that would fit our ship.
But did you find what the captain asked for?
Will any of those restore power?
Oh no.
told you I don't have a single thing that does drift.
Raga, go put them back. And then come back.
Good job locating all the pieces, though.
6 arms working very hard to put things where they're supposed to go.
Do I have to put them back in the right piles?
Yes.
I should have taken notes.
I apologize for any damage. Freaks.
And I take it you'll need a place to stay.
If you would be so kind, we would appreciate it.
Sure, I got the space. I mean, they won't let you back in the town, I'm sure.
No.
So
I just go just off camera, just dump my pack.
God! We're gonna make no friends!
That gives her something to do.
So she's a human. Are the people of the village human as well?
They were humanoid.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't have any reaction
Not
to you. at
Human
all.
or humanoid?
As far as you know, they were human.
Okay.
Nobody made a life sciences check. They looked human. None of them really reacted to you in any way. They just were too focused on him.
Solely on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's also the only one that's not from here.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
Okay, so set up camp, I guess. Some kind of camp.
She's
Or
got
she got a
extra
place
rooms.
first?
Yeah, and it's a bare room, but it's inside.
Okay.
Yeah. So it looks probably was a workspace. She pushed a bench up against the wall and made space on the floor.
I ask stuff like, how long is a solar thing? Like,
Days
what sun are we orbiting? Like, stuff like that.
days on the planet are 32 hours. Generally, it's hot year round and never changes. They're kind of close to the sun. The other side of the planet, the reason she's never been there is that it's covered in storms. So you landed on the right side of the planet.
Interesting.
She's been here for about 30 years. And the people, what she's told you so far is that they don't trust technology in any way. It seems like it's connected to their experience with the Vescaran in the past. So
They don't like
shunned what they
tech.
could.
They don't like Vesks. You sound like bad people.
Witches.
They have done nothing wrong to us. How can they be bad people?
Yet.
Yet. Indeed. We will continue gathering data.
Turning to Araga. No, as far as I know, they don't need any children. Mostly just subsistence farming. Not that I've seen anyway.
I'm trying not to be disappointed.
So I guess we could. Does anybody else have anything they want to talk to her about? Because I think I would go to sleep now.
She put out food, whatever has not been eating. Raga eats.
Yeah, she made us like simple stew kind of thing. I mean, she
Raga.
wasn't planning on having guests, so she just added water to
I
what she
try
was
to
already
help
making.
her as much as I can with creating it or serving it or whatever.
She's excited to have a guest. The people here are kind of boring, so.
Cool.
Do you have any pets?
Not anything you can eat.
That's not why I was asking. Racism.
You have asked to eat everything here.
I'm just saying, this is why you don't come to desert planets. He just kind of like wanders off into a corner to sleep.
Raga, do not eat anything that has not been given to you.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta tell him.
You hear him chewing on something.
The dog has
As
climbed
Dax
into
kind of
the
goes
next
and like,
room.
just picks up a random rock and just curiously gives it to you.
Because remember, he doesn't understand authority.
How did I get a ship full of children?
Just
I'm probably older than you are.
You're right, Mike. You've been very helpful.
I'm
Send you
sure that
cash.
I'm older than all.
Okay.
I would like to point out that Raga is an amazing engineer.
I haven't seen any amazing engineering yet.
I'm just saying I have a +10 to engineering.
All right,
Can
well,
any of
hopefully
you
that
say
starts
that?
to help us out later
got a
when our
6.
power failure.
There, as the sun, it's totally pitch black outside now, and you,
Is there
Except for the
moon?
lights.
Is there any moons?
there are 2. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. It's a seemed like it was a fairly large planet when you
I
came
always
in.
wanted
So
a second moon.
you can hear like a rattling and clanking off in the distance, a few kind of roars and screeches, but nothing comes of it.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you about, is that normal? What are those normal sounds?
Most nights they like to try to come as close as they can, just cast in the light.
Oh, those were the monsters, the metal eaters.
So it's probably safe to say that our ship is no longer there.
Why'd you leave it?
Because we didn't know.
Why'd you leave it?
Well,
Oh,
we didn't have much
about-
choice.
10 miles out of town, I think.
There's an oasis, maybe some trees, a crevice.
I believe they said crevasse.
Upon impact,
Same
we were
thing.
immediately attacked, so I don't foresee it.
Plus, she wouldn't be able to fly, and I wasn't about to push it.
If you left it near the crack, it's kind of where they come from. Around here, anyway.
So you're telling me that we now live here on Racist Central?
I said I'd do what I could to get you off.
I hate to break it to you, but there are not enough parts here to build a ship.
We'll probably have to make a trip or two to see what we can salvage, but
I'm
If
telling
we
you
can-
now, no, we can take all the trips you want. You do not have enough parts here to build a ship.
we'll see what's left of yours in the morning. Be a little optimistic with me. I've been here a while. Okay, so she'll turn in for the night.
Down.
What do you make of this planet?
Well, seems very primitive, and humans are humans, so even though we've
Yes,
been
they are.
emancipated for very long, they still see me as an object, so I don't think I could offer much help if the rest of the planet's humans. I'm sorry, Captain.
Well, I'm sorry you continue to encounter narrow-mindedness, closed-mindedness.
I love how no one is apologizing to the guy who's met actual racism.
I know, right?
To be fair, the Vesk probably deserve it.
Mike, I am sorry that you are also encountering aggression? I don't know. Hostility.
It's okay.
Are
I
you
imagine
used
you're
Yeah.
probably used to it.
Yes.
around the Viscarum planet. Viscarium.
Well, let us get some rest and see what we can do in the morning.
Okay. As you settle in for the night, I need percentage dice rolls from everybody.
I don't get percentages.
Light one, the 10 one. Oh.
47.
I got 500.
So she got 5.
Don't know what it means.
4.
29.
29.
I
Okay.
was 4 away from something grand. 65.
Oh. Okay.
Over it.
I'm a middle schooler at heart. Leave me alone.
The two of you get the same. Well, I guess you'll find that out later, but it's the same dream.
It's the same one.
Dream.
Who does?
Oh, dream. Okay. The lowest percentagers.
I'm gonna start adding dreams to the World of Darkness game.
Basically, you see the two of you standing together in a well-appointed office. Looks in kind of a modern building. In the outside, you can see hover cars flying past. You're in the middle of a city. And on the desk in front of you, a man in a military uniform slides across a hollow.
I said dossier.
It's a hollow dossier, basically. And on it is a projected image of a planet with 2 moons orbiting it. And he says, "I trust you both understand how important this is to us?"
No, I don't understand. Wait,
Well,
can I say whatever I want, or do I have to say
it
yes?
is. You can say whatever you want.
Like,
It's
is this a memory,
It's
or
a
is she
memory.
in a dream?
It's a memory.
Okay.
Oh,
so you
so-
should probably act like a professional.
Like I'm gonna respond how I would have if okay. Yes, sir.
Consider it taken care of.
Thank you. We appreciate your discretion.
Is that the end of the dream?
Can
That's
we
the end of
look
the
at the
dream.
dossier closer?
Give me a perception roll from both of you.
You bit me last time.
Don't use that dice
Perception?
anymore.
Oh, perception, not percentage. That's gonna be 10.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. And we don't recognize this military man or this office. Or do we recognize it now that we're revisiting this memory?
This is definitely the figure that you couldn't make out in your head before that had the Charlie Brown teacher voice.
Charlie Brown teacher.
Nothing beyond that. Nothing beyond that you can connect those dots together.
With my 47, can I have a dream of Nikisos hugging everyone in the village?
Yes.
I love that dice. Yeah.
They just all love Nikisos.
I
And
do always wish you were there.
as the rest of you sleep peacefully, that's where we'll end for tonight.
Dun, dun, dun.